Hello, friends. Welcome back. Thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me. I really appreciate it. A very special welcome to those of you that are brand new. My name is Michelle Davison. I am a stay-at-home wife, mother of 4, makeup enthusiast, and this is episode 2 in a little bit of a series I am trying. I had a come to Jesus moment, if you will, where I realized that I have been lying to myself. I have been keeping stuff in my collection and truly convincing myself that it brings value to my life, that I'm going to use it, and then I just don't. So I'm trying to create looks that I don't usually create with palettes I don't usually reach for, to really soul search and see, do I need these things in my life? And it's painful. It's a really painful process because I want to find reasons to save this stuff. I like all this stuff genuinely, but if I'm not giving it the love it deserves, maybe somebody else can get more joy and more happiness from it than I can. So I'm just really trying to be real with myself and realistic with myself and see, do I genuinely need these things in my collection still? So right now I'm working on Tiny Marbles, and I like the palette. I really do. I genuinely like the palette. I think it's beautiful. I think the looks I create are unique. I think they're gorgeous. I think they definitely do bring value to my life, but I don't use the palette that much. I don't, and I need to because it's beautiful. So the look I created yesterday with it ended up being absolutely gorgeous. I seriously looked at the look and was like, how could I think about getting rid of this? How is this even up for discussion right now? This is so stunning. And so honestly, to tell you the truth, I think that yesterday's look saved the palette already. I think I already have my mind made up about that, but I don't want to just do one look. I want to do a few looks to really challenge myself, because I always reach for the same shades. It's always pinks. It's not even pinks. It's always purples. It's always greens. It's always blues. So I'm trying to challenge myself to use other shades, because if I use the same 3 shades that I already know I like and that I reach for every time I reach for the palette, even if it's not a lot, if I'm reaching for the same shades, do I really need the whole palette? There's 3 shades I like, and I have these shades over and over and over again in my collection. So today I am just trying to use something else. Yesterday I went in with Bugaboo, which is this mauve red shade. I went in with Meadowhawk. I went in with BB, and I went in with Death Moth. So yesterday I certainly used shades I don't usually. Today I feel compelled to use Web, which is like it's like a white, but I swear every time I use it, I feel like it has a duochrome effect to it. I'm not sure if I'm just imagining that, but that's what I think. But what am I going to put with it? Because the obvious is to go purple, is to go like spider. But I also don't want to go with just brown, because I feel like that would be profoundly boring. Maybe I can either do a shimmer heavy look and do Meadowhawk again with Web, or I can do a matte heavy look and but I don't want to use all the purples because I always do that. I really don't know what I want to do today. Maybe I don't want to do brown, that's so boring. Maybe I will though. Okay. Maybe I will do, I always think I should figure this shit out before I come on here, and I never do, because I'm like, that's not authentic. Okay, I'm gonna do a purple heavy look. I'm gonna do what feels right. I'm also going to use my Makeup by Mario concealer today. I realized that I have been exclusively using my other one because I am hate panning it at the moment. And I actually think I like this one better. I really, really like the applicator better. It gives me more control and it's smaller. Also, it has a stopper, so it's not as annoying to use. I genuinely have been getting like really irritated at my Tarte concealer because it's so messy. It's like needlessly messy. So I want to try out my Makeup by Mario concealer today to see if I like the formula better or if I just like the applicator better. It doesn't matter because I'm going to end up panning them both anyway. I just want to know because I got the Makeup by Mario one in boxy, and I had actually liked, I think, all of the makeup I've received in boxy. Some of the skincare has been a hit, some of it's been a miss, but I think I have actually liked all the makeup. So I definitely feel like this concealer is more sticky than the Tarte. So for the purpose I use it for, that is a good sign. What brush do I want to use today? This is the one I was thinking about using, my Morphe. So I think I'm going to use this one. It's more of a, it's a blend brush, but it's more of a pointy blender brush. Eye blender. It's called the Eye Blender. Imagine that. Man, I'm still undecided on what I want to do today. I don't really want to go in with just browns because that's so boring, but I feel like, should I just do a purple party? But I always use the purples. Or should I go in with like salmon? Or should I do the brown party? There's so many browns in this palette though. I really don't know. Maybe I will do a purple party. See if I can hit some pans. But I didn't want to use Jewel Bee because I always use Jewel Bee when I use this palette. But for being true to ourselves, that's what my heart is yearning for at the moment. Yearning for. And like I said, I already, based off of the looks I usually do when I reach for this palette and the look I did yesterday, I already have it made up in my mind that I'm going to save this palette. And truthfully, I might end up saving almost all of my palettes because, let's be real, I'm looking for reasons to save them because I don't want to declutter them at all. No part of me wants to declutter them. I just want to like justify it to myself, I feel. Because do I have way too much makeup? Yes. Yes, I do. Am I continuing to buy makeup and bring more stuff into my collection? Yes, I am. But if it's all getting used and if it's all getting loved, I think that's okay. I think it's okay. I don't need to be a minimalist. I have been just casually job searching. You guys know I don't want to work. I say that every time I talk about this, but I feel like I need to be just real with myself and real with you guys. I don't want to work outside the home at all. But I've been looking just because I watch some other people who are in the makeup community and they work part-time and it sounds like they do it just for fun, which is kind of what I would be doing, just for funsies, to get more spending money for makeup and, you know, whatever. But I don't want to just take any job. If I work, I want it to be something fun. I don't want it to be stressful because I already have done the stressful corporate thing. And being a homemaker can be stressful at times. So if I work, I want it to be something that's just fun and just for me and, you know, adult time. And so I thought about working at Ulta part-time, but I don't know. I like Ulta a lot, and I worry that if I work at Ulta, it's going to ruin the magic for me. So then I was like, what if I work at like a grocery store and do like convenience clerking? When I worked at McDonald's in high school, I had some girlfriends who worked as convenience clerks, and they actually thought it was not a bad gig. But I was talking to Sean about it, and he was like, you have to think, would you be okay doing that if it was raining outside? Would you be okay doing that if it was hot outside? I don't think so. So you just got to think about it. It's not always going to be perfect weather, perfect conditions. It has to be something you're going to want to do all the time, not just when you feel like working. And that's what I want. I want to just, show up when I want to. And I know this job doesn't exist. This is my ideal world. I want to show up when I want to, do what I want. So like play with makeup, just walk around swatching things, check people out, but only deal with pleasant people and not unpleasant people ever, and go home. And I know that just doesn't exist, but that's what I want. So I've just been like casually looking. I'm not seriously like applying but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to just, because I've never been able to take a fun job. I've always had to take jobs that paid the bills or jobs that I was good at because I wanted to move up the corporate ladder or whatever. It was never, oh yeah, I could just take a job that's fun and just use it to make friends or hang out or, whatever. It always had to be serious. So now that I'm in a position where I don't really have to work, I feel like this is a good opportunity to do a job just because it's fun and could bring in maybe a little bit more spending money, but I'm not in a rush. It needs to be like the right fit, of course. I did find a job that I think would be kind of fun. It's at a local, like, it's not like a rehab, but it's like, there's a child care component of it, and like, it's like a treatment center. So people that go to surgeries and need a little bit of help getting back on their feet, they go there just for the extra assistance. But it was like a prep job. So it was like 3 hours a night. I think it was like Thursday through Monday night. And you just go and you like cut vegetables and prepare them for the cooks in the morning and stuff like that. And that sounded fun. That sounded like a fun job because it's like homemaking almost. Like you're meal prepping, you're just preparing things and organizing things, and there's no customer service aspect to that. You're literally just doing your own thing. But I just don't know if I want to work that much. It's like 20 hours a week, and I'm like, nah, I want something a little bit less. I want something like 8 hours a week, maybe. Like, I don't know. Again, it's not something I'm really seriously thinking about. I've just been kind of like browsing, just seeing like if the perfect opportunity presents itself, then I might apply, but it has to be the perfect opportunity because my priority is my family and my kids. So I've thought about doing like secret shopping because I know there is always a market for that, but I don't know if I can do it because of my eating disorder. I only get like fries and, coffee when I go places. And I don't know if there's really a market for mystery shopping that. I think a lot of times they want you to mystery shop meals, which obviously I just can't. Eat. So I don't know if they really want me. I've also thought there's like those jobs where you go and just try to buy alcohol or whatever and see if they card you, and if they don't, then you issue them a fine because I look under 40, and I think it's if you look under 40, you're supposed to card you. So I think that'd be fun. But I knew somebody who did that, and they said that sometimes the shop owners get a little hostile or they like try to argue with you, and I am not sure I could handle confrontation, and I'd be kind of scared. So for now, I think I'm just gonna daydream about my ideal situation and not try to explore it too seriously. I always reach for the purples. The whole point of this was to try to reach for different shades, and here I am reaching for the same shades I always do, but that's okay because I'm doing something a little bit different. I always reach for Scarab. I'm going to reach for Spider, which is this purple matte. And that's going to be my outer corner. And I am going to take it pretty far in, actually. I'm going to take it 2/3 of the way in. I hear this beeping. So with Sean's car and with a lot of newer cars, when you have your car in reverse, it does this weird beeping noise. And Sean is on his way to an appointment right now, so it might actually be Sean just sitting in the driveway, but it drives me freaking... I hate, like, all the techie shit in new cars. You guys know I'm not techie, and so I turn all of it off. Like, the beeping when you're, like, traveling over the lines and stuff, I turn that off because it gives me anxiety. Or, like, when you signal and there's somebody in your blind spot and it starts beeping at you, that freaks me out. Like, I like when the mirror lights up and tells you somebody's there, but I hate all the beeping. The beeping just stresses me out. So, because, like, when things are beeping, I feel like you're, like, about to hit something. But, like, he's like, no, it's just an alert beep. And I'm like, babe, it drives me nuts. I hate it. So, I have not a brand new van, but I have a newer van that we just got last year. And it has a lot of those capabilities. But I have that shit turned off. I don't know. Am I the only one? I wish it just didn't have it. Like, I wish we could pay less money and just have less techie stuff in it. But it's not really an option because everybody likes the techie shit, so they make everything super techie. I am not a techie person. I am very much not a techie person. And I know that's funny because my generation is all about techiness, but I am seriously not. Like, the only thing I do on my phone is I text and I call and I browse the internet, but I do not like apps. The only reason I have the YouTube app on my phone is because using the internet browser to upload videos was such a pain and it crashed constantly and I got really sick of it. And so Sean suggested, well, why don't you try the app, because maybe the app is like better. And I definitely think it has been a little bit better. I think it's crashed a little bit less ever since I started using the app, but I just hate all the techie stuff. And I always have notifications turned off. I never turn notifications on for anything except for like calls and text messages, because the beeping drives me nuts. And like, I don't know, I'm just so not techie. And so Sean's like, well, why don't you try to edit your videos? And I'm like, it's too much work. It's too much work. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to talk about makeup. I'm here to just document my journey. I'm not here to learn how to be a film developer. It's too much work. So Spider blended out kind of crummy. I don't know if it's always blended out crummy or if it's just getting up there in age, but I'm going to go back in with Jewel B. I do not think that shade blended out very well at all. Maybe that's why I'm doing this, because do I actually like the palette? I think it's really cool to watch other people do their makeup. I know I've talked to some of my friends about this, and they're like, why do you like to watch it? Like, because I don't just put people's videos on and then start doing other things. I know a lot of people do that. Like, my friend Dion always tells me that she's doing her face and makeup, and she has me playing in the background, which I love that. I love that we could spend some time together doing makeup. But I sit, and this is going to sound so creepy, and I know it's going to sound creepy, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I watch because I like watching people, like, dip their brushes in their palettes. I think it's so cool because, like, it just amazes me. Like, because we know what palettes look like. But, like, you're dipping your brush in there, and then it's showing up on your eyes. Like, I don't know. Just the things I can't really appreciate when I'm doing my own makeup. So, and I also like watching, like, the techniques that people do. I think it's so fun. And just watching makeup looks go from, whoa, this is train wrecking, to, oh, wow, that's actually beautiful. And being able to see the exact moment where things start making sense. Like, I think it's so cool. So, yeah, I actually watch people do their makeup. And there's a few people I watch every single day. And it's the people who, when you post and I'm commenting like a trillion zillion times day one, yeah, just know you're one of those people. it helps with engagement, but also, like, it's just how my mind works. I'm watching and I'm like, I need to say something right now, like as if we're having a conversation. Why is this shade blending out so bad? Do you guys see this? Like, I am not getting, like, I usually get that outer corner arrow situation. I am not getting it today. I am getting more and more of a blob. I'm gonna take Jewel Bee one more time in hopes that I can get it a little bit more pointy. Don't know if it's working, but so you guys know how I got really excited over Ice Cream Beauty this past month, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait until August so that I can see if I'm going to get the box this month. Spoiler alert, I probably am, regardless of what the spoilers say, just because even like the crummy months, like this past month, July, I thought the box was awful. I thought it was terrible because I don't like lip palettes, and I didn't like the palette from DT Signature in the box. I thought it was, it just didn't excite me. But I still ordered the bear because I wanted the bear, and I was like, man, that single shadow would have been beautiful, and that highlighter stick I would have enjoyed. So I think regardless of what the spoilers say, I am going to get the box, just because if I don't like it, okay, this blended out a little bit better, then I can at least sell the stuff I don't like and keep the stuff I do. I'm gonna go check on this beeping though. I'm gonna put you guys on pause and I'll be right back. I think it's one of my neighbors because it's not in my driveway, so I think it's one of my neighbors. This is looking a lot like my neutral looks. It's always pink, and it's or pink and like the crease to blend out, and then purple predominantly. It's always my neutrals. So this is looking a lot like every look I ever do with this palette ever, but that's okay. I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna go with Marvel, which is this beautiful pinky, like rose gold. And I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. I have decided that I want to experiment with this palette, and I want to try to do the setting spray on the brush technique because I always apply shimmers with my finger, but I just want to see. I've never let myself do it because I don't want to use more product than I have to and make the colors go away too quick. At least that's how my mind works. But since I'm testing out the palette, and this is not a shimmer, the shimmer I'm about to use isn't a shimmer I like that much anyway, I figured this is a good palette to experiment with because what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna go in with this Sephora Packing Shadow Brush. This is one of my oldest brushes. I think I got this when I was working at Nordstrom, so I must have been like 18. I'm gonna spray it with my Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm gonna go in with Web, which is this very top left shimmer. You guys see why I'm okay sacrificing that shimmer, because I'm like, it's just white shimmer. Like, I swear it has a duochrome to it though. Every time I use it, I swear I see like a white slash pink. And so, I'm curious, am I just imagining that? Or is this just a white? I do think the look's turning out pretty. I think it's different. It's pretty different than what I usually come up with this palette. I'm gonna try to use more setting spray. So even though it's the same shades, I do like the way the look is turning out. And I think that's what's important. Not necessarily that I use no pan left behind, but that I like the looks and that getting creative and inspired. So I do think actually that using these shades was inspired, even though originally I was like, oh man, it's gonna be so boring. This isn't what I wanted to do at all. I definitely think it has turned around and brought value to me. I like it. Sean's gonna be like, wow, you really are feeling fall. The last few looks I've done have all been very fall-esque. And I told him, I'm like, my heart's just there. Like, I'm just very, very inspired by the fall right now. Yeah, this is pretty. This turned around a lot. I'm actually very, very happy by this look. So yes, after doing 2, I'm obviously going to blend, but I see it. I see it. I see the vision. I definitely think the last 2 looks I've done with this palette have shown me enough to know that I'm 100% saving the palette. And I feel more creative and I feel more inspired than I have in a while with it. So I'm glad that I brought it out. Brought it out to play for a little while because I like it. Which is good. I am never one of those people who wants to declutter. Like, it's satisfying as those videos might be to watch and how, no matter how fun they might be to consume, I never aspire to be one of those people, because when I buy something or when I bring it into my collection, I would much rather use it and love it than declutter half my collection every year. That doesn't bring me joy. That doesn't make me feel anything but awful, because that just seems so wasteful, especially if you're returning all that makeup. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but there was a girl I follow on Instagram who bought a palette that she knew she didn't like. It was a cool tone. Did you see that? That was a good catch. It was a cool tone palette, and it was a pretty poorly rated cool tone palette last year. And she went back and forth with purchasing it. She's a very warm tone girl. She wears very neutral, very, very light neutral makeup every day. She purchased it and she didn't like it. And she got it at a VIB sale, like on sale. So she returned it. And then she found it on Mercari like a week after returning it, and it was marked down. So she purchased it again. And I was like, well, I understand that you felt like it wasn't worth the marked down sale price, so you returned it. But to purchase it again on sale, you know, that just doesn't make sense to me, because it already got thrown away once. Like, Sephora threw it away when you returned it, and yeah, like, the person on Mercari didn't want it, but it's gonna rot in your collection. It's gonna rot, and then it's gonna get thrown away because you are not gonna use it, and you already shown you're not gonna use it. And the only colors that she thought were really worth keeping were the neutral browns. That's it. And I was like, no drama, no hate. I'm just saying, like, that's what I don't want to do. I want to be inspired and I want to create. I don't want to just use one purple eyeshadow on my eyeballs and then declutter the rest. That just does not sound like something I want to do. Again, no hate, and she's just an example. I saw this happen a million times over last year. This is just the most notable example I could think of in this moment, which is why I am never going to say a name. Never, 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 never. Never, 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 never. But, so rather than decluttering things, I want to find a reason to reach for them. I want to find creative, fun, exciting looks I can do. And I want to feel motivated to do it. And I feel like I have reached that with this palette. And it's pretty funny because I woke up this morning and I felt inspired to use a different palette, actually. I was like, oh man, I committed to using Tiny Marvels today, but I really, really want to use my DD Signature. I thought I was going to use that bright pink again. And even when I was reaching into my palette drawer to pick up Tiny Marvels, I was like, oh man, I wish I was reaching for DD Signature today. And I was like, no, the whole point of this is to try to bring life to Tiny Marvels, and that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm actually really glad I did. This look is really pretty. You guys will see when I put you closer. Again, it's very fall-esque. I can see it. I am pleased by it. I'm really curious to see when it's fall. Am I going to be reaching for pastels? Traditional summer and spring colors, probably. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Like, whatever I'm not seeing a lot of, that's what I want to create. So, like in the summer, I'm not seeing a lot of smoky eyes. Let's make some smoky eyes. It's just what I'm trying to do. I don't know. So there were a couple palettes that there's always something. There's always a palette I'm eyeing. But right now, there's a couple I've consistently been eyeing. So the Gourmand Girls Call of the Sirens palette. You guys have heard me talk about that a lot as of late. And I seriously think that that's a very unique color story, a very me color story. And I am obsessed with it. Some of the greens and teals in there are very unique. I even pulled Tropicolor out to see if I could dupe it. And that one look that I posted trying to dupe the vibes, that's the closest I could come to it. But I'm still seeing so many areas where I just don't have a dupe. And I'm like, oh man, so I was talking to Eden about, oh man, should I get it? Should I get it? Talk me out of it. I am convincing myself I need it right now. I still have a palette in the mail that I have not even had a chance to break out and play with yet, but I'm over here plotting my next palette because I know, mental illness, I suppose. But I absolutely think that that's a palette that is going to be entering my collection very soon because I really like it. I really like it. I think I'm going to bring out Tropicolor soon to see if I can dupe the vibes because Tropicolor is just a bunch of colors. It's like a rainbow. I have a bunch of mascara on my lid over here. We're going to ignore that because I am not going to... My son's taking a nap and I'm not going to go in there to try to get a Q-tip. No way, no how. So, we're just going to pretend like that's not a thing. I'll try to take my picture more from this side today. But, so that one I definitely think is going to be entering my collection. I've also, ever since watching Tammy's Week of Odin's Eye, been very curious about Odin's Eye eyeshadows. But I think that they do a new drop for the Christmas season every year. So I'd be curious to wait because there's not like one particular palette where I'm eyeing it the way there is with Call of the Sirens. It's just Odin's Eye as a whole. And I don't need, I mean, the one that I'm leaning towards is either the Christmas Eve palette from last year or the winter palette from their most recent drop because it's blues and purples. Girl, do you think I need another blue-purple palette? No, I don't. But I'm really curious about their shimmers because their shimmers are like multi-chromes. So I'm like, So I might wait on Odin's Eye. Oh, I also know that they do a really good Black Friday. This might be an empty soon. I'm having to dip in more and more to get my lashes the way I like them. So I might have a couple more days and then that might be an empty. And then I can reach back into my sample bag and pull out another focus product. Yeah, brother. But I might wait. my weight to see what they're coming out with. But that Gourmand Girls one is so pretty. I'm also still waiting for the Wicked 2. They haven't even announced a Wicked 2 yet, but I'm convinced there's going to be one because it just would be such a missed opportunity for there not to be. Like, it just doesn't make sense to my brain. I'm going to go in with my Huda Easy Blur Primer. I actually really liked this when I used it, so I want to pull it back out. This was also a boxy charm. Oh, where's my brushes? I am still waiting. Oh, I was talking about Ice Cream Beauty. So I ordered my mystery box a couple weeks ago, and they billed my credit card. Like, it posted. It's not just, you know how sometimes you order stuff and it's just processing until it ships and then they charge you? No, she like charged my credit card and it posted to my credit card, and it's still not even shipped. So I'm like, it's kind of weird. I'm going to use also Clinique Even Better today. This is CN10 Alabaster. I got this, I believe this was my diamond gift for last year. I don't like the packaging, of this one either. For that reason right there. But it's getting up there in age. I should use it. So my girlfriend, also, she's from New Zealand. She hasn't received her June Ice Cream Beauty box yet. And here we are in August. And so I'm wondering if the owner is okay. Like, genuinely, is she okay? Because it's a small business. It's not like they have a bunch of employees. But nobody has talked about ice cream having horrible customer service or anything like that, or just not shipping out boxes. So I'm like, is she okay? Has anyone heard from her? So I'm waiting on the August. I'm using my Live Tinted Namib Nightfall Blonzer again. I really enjoyed it yesterday. And again, it's an underappreciated, underloved item in my collection. So I want to bring it out. It's a good summer product for me because it is a little dark for a bronzer. So I feel like if I try to bring it out in the winter, I'm going to look a little crazy. Although I walk around with smoky eyes 24/7, so warming up my face a little bit probably wouldn't be an awful thing. But yes, I'm waiting on those spoilers to drop. I think I've already decided I'm going to get the box regardless of what's in the box, but I just want to know she's okay. And I feel like her posting on her website, even if her orders are unfulfilled, would show us that she's okay, because I'm just worried about her. I should get better at tagging people. I used to be really good at tagging people I talked about, and not like in a bad way. Just, hey, I talked about you. Just, I'll say it with my whole chest, you know? But I'm just so freaking lazy. I'm just so lazy these days. I'm using my Butterflies as Life. Oh my God, my Butterflies Blushes Life Kosas blush. This was also a BoxyCharm exclusive. I actually genuinely think that everything I've gotten in BoxyCharm has been like nice makeup wise. It's all been nice. It's just some of it I prefer over others of it. Like, I think that this blush is gorgeous. I don't have a shade like this. I've never tried a Kosas blush prior to this, and I really wanted to. The Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks just ruined me because they're so good, and now I compare everything to them. But I'm glad I have it. I'm gonna use it. I don't know if I'd repurchase it though, because the Charlotte Tilbury's Life. But you guys know that my Say blush is only in my life because all my Say stuff is only in my life because I thought I was purchasing a Kosas blush and I mixed up the brands. And I'm glad to have that one too though, because I actually have grown to really enjoy that blush when I use it. This one's just a really fun spring summer shade. It's very bright. It's very pink. I'm really happy that BoxyCharm does that really well. I put on my quiz that I really like experimenting with color. And this is a very experimental color. I'm really happy that they took that seriously and gave me this blush because I like it. I do know it's not for everybody though. Like if you want neutral makeup and they send you this, you'd probably look at them like they have another eyeball. If they were a person, of course. All right, and then I'm gonna use my Pillow Talk Glow Highlighter from Charlotte. The other reason I think Get Ready With Me videos are so fun is because I don't do like shop my stash. I kind of shop my stash every morning. I bring my makeup bag out here to do my makeup. And so I just rummage through my collection and pick out things I want to use. And so it's like a mini shop my stash every day. Kind of, without being like an official shop my stash. What do I want to do for lips today? Do I want to use that again? You know what? I think I'm actually just going to use my Rachel Couture lip balm, my watermelon one I got from ice cream. It was the ice cream bag for July. Oh my god. I do this every time. Do you guys see this? It's so melted in here that it literally... It's like caked on my lips right now. Oh my god, this is funny. If Sean was home, I'd be like, here, give me a kiss so we could like spread this out because this is like, it's caking. Let this soak in for a few seconds. Melt all the makeup together. This is my final look. You guys see those eyes? Again, there's mascara on this eyeball, but we're gonna pretend like there's not. It's rose gold in the inner. It's like that white. I do think it's a white. I don't think it's a duochrome. I think I was crazy. And that's purple on the outer corner and in the crease and the lower lash line. A very fall look again, because are we surprised? I'm living for fall right now. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I do think I have used Tiny Marvels enough now to know that it is safe. The quality is still kicking. I was originally worried that the quality was going off because I swear I did a couple looks where I was like, it's not as vibrant anymore, but I think it's beautiful. Yesterday, I didn't get any creasing at all by end of day. The spider shade, I had a little bit of a hard time with today, but I think it ended up blending out well in the end. I need to remember when I use this lip balm, be very, very careful. Do not squeeze hard because it gets everywhere. It's messy. But very long, very chatty video today. I appreciate you hanging out with me, spending part of your day here with me. Let me know if you enjoyed this series because I really enjoy filming the series. I do plan to continue to slowly work through my collection, starting by palettes you don't see very often, but of course I still want to use the palettes I want to use. So again, I'm not sure how consistent I'm gonna be. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to finish each palette. Like for Tiny Marvels, it took 2 looks for me to be like, yeah, it's safe. But there's a couple, like Tropicolors underused in my collection. Some of my BoxyCharm palettes are underused in my collection. And then I still want to give time to the stuff I want to use. And I still want to do pairings. So my goal is to work through my collection. How long is that going to take and what is that going to look like? I don't know. We'll find out. But again, thank you for spending part of your day here with me. Please feel encouraged and empowered to engage down in the doobly-doo and DMs. I love to talk about all things makeup, old makeup, new makeup, makeup techniques, makeup pans. Have you tried or used any of the makeup I used today? What are your thoughts? What do you think about this look? Are you also feeling fall right now and totally over summer? Because I am. Let me know. And with that, I will let you get back to your day, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye!